check out your ID lights on the top. That identifies the company. Then you have your clearance lights on both sides. They're all properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, and they're all amber. Then we check the overall, there's no damage or anything to the cab or the outside of the truck. Then you'll check your lights. They're properly mounted and secured. The lenses, inside the lenses, you have your low beam, high beam, they're both clear. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. Then you have your turn signal and your reflector. Your turn signal is your turn signal, four-way and running light, and they're both amber. You check your mirrors, hood mirrors. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware. And now I'm going to open up the hood. Clear. So on this side, we're going to check all of our hoses and lines. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. They're not loose, or not leaking, I'm sorry. Then the exhaust, it's not cracked or broken, not leaking. Your hoses and your clamps are in place. Check the exhaust turbo. There's no soot showing. That would indicate that there's possible carbon monoxide inside the cab. When you go down to your alternator, it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. There's no loose wires or frayed wires. Check your belt. There's no wears, tears, or frays. No more than 3/4 inch play on the belt, and it's belt driven. Okay, now we'll go in the back. Check the exhaust in the back while we're on this side. The exhaust doesn't have any holes. It's properly mounted and secured. No cracks or anything in the exhaust. Now we're going to go on the driver's side. Driver's side, we have our coolant reservoir. It's not cracked or broken, not leaking. The caps are in place. Also, I checked the hose. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts in the hose, and not leaking, and the clamps are in place. Then I come over here to the airlines. They're properly mounted and secured. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts, not leaking. And behind there, I'll go to the air compressor. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking, no missing hardware, and it's gear driven. Next to that is your power steering pump. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking, no missing hardware. It's also gear driven. And I go to my dipstick, oil dipstick. I checked it before I did the test. It's above add. Well, it's above add. It's a little low, but it's above add. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, or manufacturer's specifications. Now I go to my water pump. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, and it's belt driven. I'll check my belt. There's no wears, tears, or frays. There's no more than 3/4 inch play, and it's belt driven. And I'll come down to my power steering reservoir. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. It's full to the manufacturer specification. The caps are in place. Then I go to the hose. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. The clamps are in place. Then I go to my shock absorber. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking. The bushings are in place, not torn or missing. No missing hardware. Then I'll go to my gearbox. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking, no missing hardware. Then I'll go to my steering linkages. They're not bent or cracked. Then my castle nuts are in place with the cotter pins, one here and one down here. I'll go to my spring hanger. These spring hangers properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware. Then I'll go to my leaf springs. They're properly mounted and secure, not scissored or cracked or broken. Then my U-bolts, they're not cracked or broken. All 4 of the nuts are in place and tight. And then I'll go to my brake chamber hose. It's properly mounted and secured, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. It's not leaking. Then I'll go to my brake chamber. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, and the ring is in place. Then I'll go to my slack adjuster and push rod. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and there's no more than an inch play when the brakes are released. Then we'll go to the brake linings, which is this part right here. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no visible oil or grease, no less than a 1/4 inch thin. Then your brake drum, it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. And then I'll check my tire. It's properly mounted and secured to the rim. There's no signs of leaking, like rust spots around the rim. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on either side of the tire. There's even wear. There's no less than 4/32 tread depth. It's properly inflated to manufacturer specifications. I know this because I checked the valve stem with the gauge before I started the test. My valve stem is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking, and the cap's in place. Then we'll go to the rim. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. All of our lug nuts are in place, not missing. There's no rust to indicate that they're over tight, no shiny spots to indicate that they're loose. Then I go to my hub seal. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, not leaking, and it's filled to manufacturer specifications. Then I'm going to go to my side marker light. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. It's your turn signal, 4-way, and running light, and the color is amber. Now I'm going to close my hood. Clear. Now I'm going to check my mirrors. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, no illegal stickers, they're clean. Then I'm going to check my door that it opens and closes. Now I'm going to check my stairs. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, and free of debris. Open up the door again. I'm going to check first for make sure I have extra bulbs and fuses. Then I'm going to check the weather stripping around the door. It's properly mounted and secured, no wears, tears, or frays, no missing spots. Then the hinge, they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware. And the door seal, it's properly mounted and secured, no wears, tears, or frays, no missing parts. Now I'm going to check my emergencies here. Inside we're going to have our fire extinguisher. It's properly mounted and secured. It's full to manufacturer specifications. It's up to date. and pins in place. Then we have our 3 emergency triangles. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, and their color is red and amber. Now we're going to do the end cab inspection. First thing we're going to do, is check our seat belt. Open it, hooks up and unhooks. No wears, tears, or frays, and it's adjusted to me. Then I'm going to check my mirrors. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No illegal stickers, and they're adjusted to me. Now before I start the rest, I'm going to do a safe start. Make sure it's in neutral, brakes are applied, push in the clutch, do safe start. So now while it's airing up, I can do my inside inspection. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. I'm going to check the windshield. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No, it's cracks, but the seal is properly mounted and secured, not leaking. Excuse me. My oil gauge is rising to the proper level. My water temperature is rising to the proper level. My volts are between 12 and 14 volts. I have proper fuel for this test. The air is rising between 85 and 100 psi in 45 seconds. I'm going to check my signals. Turn signal, left turn signal, right turn signal, my brights, my four-ways. They all work. When it's fully governed, the gauge will show between 120 to 140 psi when it sneezes. I'm going to check my wipers. They're working. They're properly mounted and secured. No missing rubber or any parts. I'm going to check my fluid. It's working. Check my heater and my defroster. The heater's working. The defroster's working. I'm going to check my horn. City horn. Highway horn. Now I'm going to wait for it to rise up the rest of the way. I'm going to give it a little bit of RPMs. Until it sneezes. I forgot to chalk it, so I'm going to get out and chalk it real fast. So I'm going to do my 3-part emergency brake test. I'm going to turn off the switch, turn it back on to the on position. Also earlier I made sure that the ABS light came on and went off. I'm going to push it down, let it even out while I'm listening for leaks. Okay, first I'm going to do my applied brake test. I'm going to fully press my pedal, my brake pedal for 1 minute. In that minute, I shouldn't lose more than 4 psi in the combination vehicle. So I'm going to fully apply the brake. Set for 1 minute. Now I'm going to listen for leaks while I'm looking at the gauges. It's a long minute. Okay, so we lost more than 4 psi in that minute, so that's a bad test. Now I'm gonna do my error warning buzzer test. I'm gonna fan the brakes, and before it gets below 60 psi, the air buzzer and the light should activate. Good test. Now I'm gonna do my emergency valve test, parking and trailer valves. At approximately, I'm going to continue to fan the brakes, and at approximately 40 psi, the valve should pop out. Good test. Okay, now I'm going to get out and I'm going to ask, can I get out and unchock the wheels? I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn off the key, take the key with me, unbuckle my seatbelt. I'm going to get out back first. Make sure fasten my seatbelt. Okay, key. Alright, I'm gonna do safe start. It's in neutral, brakes are applied. Pushing the clutch, start. I'm gonna raise my air level back up. It's okay if I rev the engine. No more than 1500 RPMs. do a brake check. First I'm going to do the parking brake check. I'm going to push in the trailer. I'm going to do a tug test, put it in gear, gently let off the clutch. It's a good test. Now I'm going to check the trailer brake. Push the trailer out, push in the parking brake. In. That's a good test. Now I'm going to do my service brake test. I'm going to go approximately 5 miles an hour forward. I'm going to gently push on the brake to check to see if the steering wheel goes to the left or right. No, it's a bad test. If it does go left or right, it indicates that there's need a slack adjuster adjustment. Okay, and that continues my end cap and my 3-point brake test. Now I'm going to continue on with my pre-trip. So I'm going to turn the key off, take it with me, continue the rest of the test. Any questions so far?
No. Good.
Oh, thank you. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is check the reflectors on the cab. They're all properly mounted, secure, not cracked or broken, not missing, and they're clear. Then I'm going to come down and check my fuel tank. It's properly mounted and secure, not cracked or broken, not leaking, and the cap's in lock position. Then I'm going to go to my stairs. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, and free of debris. Then my catwalk is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, and free of debris. I'm going to check my frame. It's not cracked or broken, no missing or no illegal welds. And my cross member is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. And I'm going to check my drive shaft. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not bent, no debris, no missing hardware. I'm going to check my torsion bar. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The bushings are in place, no missing hardware. Excuse me. Then I'm going to go to my brake chamber hoses. They're properly mounted and secured, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, not leaking. Then I'll go down to my brake chamber. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, and the ring's in place. Then I'm going to go back to my slack adjuster and push rod. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. There's no more than an inch play when the brakes are released. And then I'm going to come out here to my leaf spring mount. It's properly mounted and secured, no missing hardware. Then I'm going to go down to my leaf spring. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. The bushings are in place, not cracked or missing. Then I'm going to go down to my U-bolts. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. My 4 nuts on the bottom are in place, tight, not missing. I'll go to my shock absorber. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or leaking, no missing hardware. The bushings are in place. Then I will go down to my brake linings, they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No oil or grease present, and it's no less than a 1/4 inch thin. My brake drum is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or illegal welds. My tires are properly mounted and secured to the rim. No signs of leaking, like rust around the rim. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on either side of my tires. They're evenly worn. They're no less than 2/32 seconds tread depth. They're properly inflated to manufacturer specification. I know because I checked the valve stem with the gauge. There's proper bud space. They're budded together. No debris. And then I checked my splash guard. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No missing hardware. And then I'll check my wheel. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No illegal welds. All of my lug nuts are in place. There's no rust to indicate that they're over tight. No shiny spots to indicate that they're loose. Then I'm going to check my axle seal. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No missing hardware, and filled to manufacturer specifications. Then I have valve stem, outer and inner valve stems. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking, and the caps are in place. Then I'm going to check my airbag. It's properly mounted and secured, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Properly mounted, no missing hardware. And then I'm going to come under here. I'm going to check for space between my apron and the fifth wheel. It's properly lubricated. The release handle is in the lock position. My mounting plate is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No missing hardware. My fifth wheel sliding plate is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No missing hardware. My lock pins are in place. They're not bent or missing. Also, you would check your kingpin. It's not cracked or bent. And then check that your jaws are in the lock position around the shank. And that's it for this part. Now we're going to go to the mud flap. It's properly mounted and secured. Also, you would check your air line to make sure there's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and not leaking. Your mud flap is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware. And it's no less than 8 inches from the ground, or proper height. I'm going to check my 2 red reflectors are properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, and they're red. I'm going to check my reverse light. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, and it's clear. I'm going to check my brake lights. That's your turn signal, 4-way running light, and brake light. They're properly mounted and secured, no missing hardware, and they are red. I have the proper space between my mud flap and the landing gear for turns. And that's it for the tractor. I'm going to move forward to the bulkhead of the trailer. There's no visible holes or bulges, no missing rivets. The hoses are properly mounted and secured. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. It's not leaking. My glad hands are properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, not leaking. My pigtail is in the lock position. There's no wears, tears, or frays, and no visible wires, no electrical tape. Then go up here to your clearance light. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, and it's amber. And I'm going to check the side of my trailer. There's no holes, bulges, no missing rivets. Then I'm going to check my DOT tape. there's at least 50% of all my tape. Then I'm going to come underneath the trailer. I'm going to check for holes in the floor. And then I'm going to check my cross members. The welds aren't broken or they're not bent or cracked. And I'm going to go to my landing gear. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. No missing hardware. It's in the upright position. My crank handle's in the stove position. I'm going to go to my outside marker light. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No missing hardware, and it's amber. It's your turn signal, 4-way, and running light. Then I'm going to come under the trailer, the tandem area. I would check my airlines. They're properly mounted and secured. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Not leaking. No missing hardware. I go to my shock absorber. It's properly mounted and secured. Not cracked or broken. Not leaking. The bushings are in place. No missing hardware. My airbags are properly mounted and secured. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Not leaking. I go to my brake chamber lines. They're properly mounted and secured. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Not leaking. And my brake chamber is properly mounted and secured. Not cracked or broken. Not leaking. And the rings in place. Then I go in the back. My slack adjuster and push rod. They're properly mounted and secured. Not cracked, bent, or broken. No more than an inch play when the brakes are released. Then I'll go to my brake linings. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No oil or grease visible. And there's no less than a 1/4 inch thin. Then your drum is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. No illegal welds. Then I'm going to go to my tires. They're properly mounted and secured to the rims. There's no visible leaks like rust spots around the rim. The tires are evenly worn. There's no less than 2/30 seconds tread depth. They're properly inflated to manufacturer specification. I know because I checked the gauge on the valve stems. The butt space is butted together properly and no debris in between the tires. And then I'll come out here, check the wheel. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. All the lug nuts are in place. There's no rust to indicate that they're over tight. No shiny spots to indicate that they're loose. My hub seal is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking, no missing hardware, and it's built to manufacturer specifications. Then I have my valve stems inside and out. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, not leaking, and the caps are in place. Then I'll come under here. My tandem mounting plate is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no illegal welds. My torque bars are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no missing hardware. My release handle is in the lock position. My tandem sliding rail is not cracked, bent, or broken. My lock pins are in lock position, not bent or missing. And that's it for that. But I always check too to make sure there's proper space between the tires and the trailer that would indicate your bags are leaking. We'll go to the mud flap. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, and it's at the proper height. Then we'll go to our door hook. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Then my ABS light, it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. Color is amber. I know it works because I turned the ignition switch on. It came on and went off. so it's working properly. If it stayed on, then it would have to go to the shop. Then I go to my marker light. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, and it's red. I also have 3 more marker lights on the top. They're properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, and they are red. I check my doors, make sure there's no holes. They're properly mounted and secured. And I check my weather stripping. It's properly mounted and secured, no wears, tears, or frays, not leaking. My door handles are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and they're in the lock position. My hinges are properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware. I'm going to check my lights. The outside lights are your turn signal, 4-way, and running light. And your inside light is your brake light and your running light. They're both properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, no missing hardware, and they're both red. And I'm going to check my DOT bumper. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. The DOT tape is in place. And I would inspect this side the same as I would the other side. And then I would check all my lights. Any questions? I did that pretty quick, so I mean, make sure you guys have some questions.
Good job, man.